Bait chuckers, I got a problem. I like to play with glitter. And not only do I like to play with glitter, I kind of have a problem with wanting to collect every single color of glitter, which, you know, leads me to another problem, which is, where do I put everything? Well, on the wall, obviously, seems like a logical choice. So in this video, I'm going to show you a sweet new shelving system that I helped design to store all of these, you know, pigments, glitters, all of that. And the good news is now you don't need a French cleat system. You can actually store them on a pegboard with these special mounts. Pretty cool stuff. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm sitting here putting my dead on flake here that usually comes in bags. I first tried to store them in glass ball jars, but then realized these were kind of big, bulky, and hard to store. So now I'm transferring them into glitter jars. These are actually the same size jars that I put our large 80-gram mica shift powders in. I have, you know, shelving designed for them now, so this is why I'm transferring everything to here. And I figured, you know, as I'm packing all these bottles and these colors up, I realized, you know, this is the burning midweek content y'all have been dying to see. So I figured what a great time to talk about storage, especially after watching Jeremy's video last weekend from Hoosier Hookin'. Make sure to check out his channel, by the way. You know, if you go back and watch the early videos of my channel, I started out in a garage like a lot of you. This really started out as a hobby for me, and I know it's a hobby for a lot of you, and realized quickly that due to my addiction of wanting to collect things, the collection, air quotes, got out of control really fast. Mold collection, pigment collection, glitter collection, now all my 8-bit gear collection, and I was running out of room fast. And I wanted a way to store everything, but also be able to visually see it. In fact, one of my original inspirations for the very first shelf that I built came from Man Cave Baits, another old YouTube channel here that I highly recommend a lot of you go check out. In fact, I think I have my first shelf back here. Yeah, here it is. It's hanging out in the back of the shop here. This is it, Old Faithful. Now, when I first designed this shelf here, I had set it up, French cleat system. I mean, y'all know from the wood shop back here, I was kind of like a beginner woodworker. And this was a shelf I ended up drawing in SketchUp. It was a multi-tier shelf, and it was designed to hold my MF pigments and some of my dead-on pigments as well. A lot of you have seen this early on my early videos of the channel. And what I found was that by not only hanging the colors on the wall, it made it, you know, so I could visually see everything that I was wanting to work with and pull from, but also got it up and out of the way. Working in a small garage, you know, with a little tiny workbench area, you know, that workbench area is key, especially when we're dealing with hot plastisol. So all that real estate was extremely precious. So this was able to get all of my colors up and on the wall and out of the way. From there, I built several different versions, and you've seen them, you know, in the background of my shop setup throughout the years. The nice thing about them is they work. However, they're big, they're bulky, they're heavy, and I've had a lot of people ask me if I could build them some, or people ask where I could buy them. It's just hard to do because it's big, bulky, and to try and build these is very labor intensive. Probably wouldn't even withstand shipping, even though it is, you know, sturdy as a rock, just, you know, for holding, you know, pigments and everything. So for a while now, I've wanted to put something together. I wanted to, you know, the ideal product for me, as if I put my product manager hat on, right, would be a shelving setup, one that was specifically designed for the pigments. We have another set that's designed specifically for the glitter jars, and then even a third set that's designed specifically for all the 8-bit jars. And then we got to worry about shipping, right? So you don't want a big bulky shelf. So, you know, something that could snap together, fold flat, ship easily, lightweight, but sturdy. That really kind of led me to, well, If I had a big old laser cutter, we could laser cut some parts out, right? Laser cut some parts, you could flat pack them, little tab system, you could snap everything together and, you know, boom, Bob's your uncle. Great idea. The only problem is I'm not advanced enough of a woodworker and I'm busy with all the 8-bit stuff. So luckily, my friend Robin, whose father happens to be a master woodworker, which means she's a pretty good woodworker herself, well, I convinced her to buy a laser cutter, and we worked together. Mostly her, I just had the concept, but she did all the legwork in terms of the CAD design, having to learn Fusion, having to learn how a laser cutter works, starting up a business, all of that. So she went through all of that trouble to make us an amazing system, and her company is called PHRENCRAFT. I will put a link to her company and her YouTube channel down below. And so we came up with a flat pack shelving system that allows you to hang all of your pigments, your glitter, and your 8-bit baits powders up on the wall. We went through several different prototypes over here. You can see 1, 2, I actually have a third one that's used up here in the paint booth. But where we landed was we have 2 different designs, and there's a third design that we're actually going to assemble and test today. So the first shelf is for the pigment bottles, and I believe this is referred to as the bottle shelf. And so you can see we designed it in a way so that it is 4 rows tall, so you get easy visualization of your pigments. It's all snaps together, and you can hold an absolutely ton amount of jars on a single shelf. They're compatible with MF. You can see we got Barlow's back there, we got bait plastics back there, we got Lure Works up top, and we have all of the dead-on plastics up here as well. So the pigment shelf is compatible with all the major manufacturers of all the liquid pigments that you're going to have. Now for the glitter shelf, we wanted to make sure we could account for not only the 4-ounce bottles, but also the 2-ounce bottles. So for glitter, we ended up going 3 jars deep, and I believe each one of these shelves holds a total of 27, which is funny enough, happens to be the total number of dead-on plastic glitter. So I'm actually in the middle of transferring everything over into those bottles there, because in that box is a glitter shelf that's going to go right here to round out the set. So those hold both your 4-ounce and your 2-ounce glitter jars. And today we'll be assembling the new 8-bit shelf, which is supposed to be the same, you know, depth, a little bit deeper, but it's going to have 4 rows so it can hold the brand new pixie dust jars and down. So that way it'll hold all of the 8-bit baits powders 4 shelves deep, so we'll get a 4 stack and something that takes up the same amount as a 3 tier for the glitter. So we are going to build and assemble that today, which is why we are over here, you know, playing with glitter. And come on now, it wouldn't really be a bait shop if there wasn't glitter all over the ground, huh? Looks pretty cool though. I'll tell you what, don't be sleeping on this Barney Darko, all right? I'm telling you right now, this looks absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to have this on the shelf so we can start playing with this stuff. And now when I say these things come flat packed, I mean they come absolutely flat packed. Look at that. This is how flat it is. It's long, obviously, and a little bit wide, but guess what? There are 4, that's right, 4 shelves inside of this box here. So she's got it all set up. First thing, right, we're going to have our instructions. These are our step-by-step instruction guides for the shelves here. And then you can see everything comes flat packed. And she even included some of these new pegboard cleat systems. This is so awesome. You got to see how this works. All right, so you see here, every single one of the side shelves has this 45-degree angle cut in it right here. Okay, that is so it can fit onto a French cleat wall. That's how the French cleat system works. But like I mentioned, not everyone has a French cleat. So she developed this new bracket that she 3D prints herself. Super durable, pretty awesome. They screw into the wall and they have that 45-degree angle built in. So now you can, you know, mount this to your wall and then it just slides right into place. So you got this awesome locking mechanism. And the nice thing is you can see the room here that there is. This is so you can actually put this in the middle and you can stack 2 shelves side by side. So if you want to line multiple shelves up along your wall, the way I have them in my shop, you can do that. One single bracket will hold 2 shelves side by side. Now, this one here is the universal mount cleat. So this is going to come with the dual side-by-side connector, as well as your mounting set here. So this will give you your sheetrock or drywall anchors, as well as screws. That all comes together in that kit. But there's also the pegboard kit, which is pretty sweet as well. This is going to allow you to mount these into a pegboard. So you'll see the mounting bracket is pretty much the same here for the pegboard kit. It still has your inset screw mounts right there. They're sunken in, so you get a nice flush fit. But the magic here is really in the new anchor set. And so what's cool about these is you can see there the tip of the screw is on these new plugs. So there are these new plugs now where you can actually take this like an anchor. All right, you see that there, and you just pop it directly into your pegboard, and then you can put your screw through just like that. So now you have a pegboard mounting system, and as you run the screw through there, you can see that the back is going to expand, and it's going to lock that anchor into place. So you'll be able to run your screw through and anchor your shelves up to your pegboard as well. So pretty ingenious that she's come up with a way to anchor these shelves to a pegboard system, so you don't have to like tear out your whole wall. So whether you have French cleats, whether you have a just standard sheetrock system, or if you want to use pegboard with the pegboard setup, you just have to make sure to choose the right mounting hardware from the website, and you're good to go. All right, so let's see here. We have our jar shelf side pieces right there, and then the new 4-tier jar. So we'll set that over there. That's another 4-tier side set. There's our other jar side set there. Okay, and then look at this packaging. Everything comes bubble wrapped. Are you kidding me? My goodness, fits in like a puzzle. So I can see right here, if I take this out of the bubble wrap, all right, all my pieces are saran wrapped together there, package wrapped. These are the shelves for the 3-jar shelf. So we'll put that over here in the jar shelf pile. Now the 3-jar. All right, and that is our 4-jar right there. Awesome stuff. And our last 4-jar. So pretty sweet. 4 complete, shelving sets. Plus mounting hardware, all flat packed inside of that little box there. So we are going to assemble these now and get these set up so we can add some more glitter storage as well as 8-bit bait storage to the workbench, which I'm super excited about. All right, so it's best to actually lay your pieces out because it's important to note the shelves do come on pre-finished plywood. So one side is pre-finished and then the back side is gonna kind of have all the smoke and char marks from the actual laser cut. So make sure you put the finished side out when you're doing assembly. And I find that a simple little layout of the parts usually helps when I'm getting started. All right, and last but not least, we will attach our front decorative piece. And there we go, a nice 4-tier 8-bit baits shelf. Can't wait to get that baby up on the wall. And that, bait chuckers, is how you take care of the problem of storage and what to do with all of your pigments and glitter. Custom flat pack shelves. I had a lot of fun working on this project, and a huge shout out to my friend Robin over at PHRENCRAFT. Again, if you all are interested in these shelves, I will put links down below in the description. Make sure to head on over to check out not only her website for these cool shelves, but her YouTube channel as well. I'll leave a link to that down below. But yeah, this is kind of the midweek shop update here. You know, one thing though, if you noticed earlier, that background noise, even though there's no laundry noise here on this channel, we are going to now have to deal with chop shop noise next door. Actually, what's funny is DJ actually saw the last video we did in last week's, you know, kind of shop vlog, and it inspired him so much, so he actually started up his own YouTube channel. I walked in there today and he had his little GoPro camera out filming everything. So I believe the channel name he settled on is Croach's Chop Shop. Tongue twister there, but Croach, I guess, used to be his nickname back in the old drag race days when he was racing down here at the Fremont drag strip in Half Moon Bay. So Croach's Chop Shop, that'll be a channel coming soon. So for those of you, I guess, interested in wanting to follow along with DJ's 1927 Roadster build out, and he'll still be here on this channel as well. So, you know, he's a regular down here at Area 52 working on his project next door. But I don't really got nothing else for you. So that's a good little midweek update. Just wanted to share with you the cool shelves I was upgrading myself. And I believe they're ready and fully launched now. So all 3 shelf varieties are now available at PHRENCRAFT.com. Links again down below in the description. So yeah, with that, time to wrap and cap this video. Until next time, everybody. Y'all know who it is. Your friend on this end, Michael, out here around these Delta sloughs, reminding you to keep on chucking. I'll get back with you.